I live with polyfragmented dissociative identity, and my system inside is organized by job, by internal job, and that's how folks see themselves. So, like, I have wise parts, I have tough guys, I have like traumatized kids who are stuck in memories. I have other folks inside, like, there's the cult created ones, the cult created jobs, where they intentionally try and make me doubt my memories. And like, that's one group. And then some folks inside who try and get us to hurt ourselves. And that's one group. And folks inside who try and make me forget what I've remembered. That's one group. And each of them are organized by their job. Some of them have names, but for most of them, they're really careful about who we tell names, or even some of the group's names, because that's how the cult would call them out for the torture and for the mind control. And even like in the creation of cult created folks inside, they would repeat the name and the job over and over and over again, and what they wanted them to do while they tortured us, until someone inside took on that job and that identity. So some folks inside don't want to tell anybody their name or their group job. And some folks inside are only existing in my head, and they don't front in the body. They don't come out in the outside world. And those especially do not want me to talk about what they do or why they do it. But of course, in therapy, I do. And with someone really trusted, I would. But that's how we're organized. And it's how we want to be careful, because I don't think anyone could call out anyone inside now. Like, we have worked so hard on the inner cooperation and the inner communication, being co-conscious, being aware. But it still scares some folks, especially when we are most vulnerable or we're having such a rough time. And so I respect that. Like, there's some names that I'm not going to talk about here. There's some jobs I may not talk about here unless I get permission inside. And that's important, right? To have permission inside and to have inner cooperation and inner communication. And that, the inner cooperation and inner communication, is a huge part of what helped me get safe, as well as remembering who my abusers were and cutting off contact, even though it took most of my life. It's a huge part of what got me safe. But sometimes, too, folks inside will not say who they are beyond a major group, which is really obvious, like a kid or a wise part or a certain kind of adult, because we can be so blendy, and because we are blending multiple groups of them. And so it can be hard to like separate which groups they are. We just know overall generally. And that would be another reason sometimes that folks inside don't want to say even what group, beyond the major group or names of a particular group.